Hey friends, how are you? I hope you're well. I am well. It is well with my soul. Today we're talking about, you guessed it from the title, Journal D. You're quick on your feet. And what is Journal D? It is a part of System D. So it is a demon that sucks all the information from your machine. It catalogs, it logs, it writes everything that's happening to a central location. So we can peek in and see what's happening behind the scenes when we mess up our machines, which happens, unfortunately, often because I like it. I like it. And people don't seem to like it in the comment section, but I like to debug. I like to break. I like to explore. So I'm going to show you top 10 maybe commands that I use on the daily basis and on the job, how to debug, see what's happening, look behind the scenes. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first thing I always do is to make sure that Journal D has persistent storage. It doesn't matter if it's my machine or a server, well, especially a server, but how you would do that is check if ls var log journal. If that directory does exist, then you're set. If it doesn't, you can do mkdir p var log journal and bada bing, that's going to be ready. On most distros, you can do nvim, etc, systemd, and then you can do journald. I'm going by memory, but journald.conf. So there you can uncomment storage, make it set to persistent, and it's going to create that directory when you restart journald, the service. So this is Fedora. And it does the things a bit different. It doesn't have that file. So what you can do is ls etc systemd journald.conf. I created this file right here. And if sometimes systemd is like you don't know what's happening, you can do systemd analyze cat config systemd, and let's use journald.conf. Like that, and you can see here's the main one that it's pulling from, and here you can see you never want to edit directly these systemd files. Don't do that because it's going to be, when you update the machine, it's going to overwrite that. So it's not persistent. That was deep. So if we scroll down here, you can see that this is the option that I set, and this is the file. So now you know about this. Ooh, but alles super cool command, right? Now that we've taken care of that, let's do the main command of the day, journalctl. And as you can see, it just spells out everything that it currently has. If you want to go down to the bottom, you can do -G, and it goes to the bottom. And sometimes if you have a server, for example, that might take a coffee break, because the file is so long. So what do? You do journalctl and -e to get to the end. And let's just do that. As you can see, now we jumped straight to the end, which is cool. Let's say we want some extra information. We know this goes to the end. Now we want an X. We want to see more information. You can see the green text. And so if you need it, it's there. Sometimes it is helpful, just so you know. Let's say you want to take a look at a specific unit. A unit is a service. So cron ed, let's use that as an example. You can see right here, everything that is awesome about cron ed, everything that's been happening. So that's the unit. And often you combine X, E, U, cron ed, you get extra information. Jump to the end because you want something failed or something, you want to see what happened. Something that I use all the time is journalctl-f. And this is kind of like a live feed of what's happening currently on your system. As you can see, not much is happening on my system, but let's open up a window and there you can see error loading system dark theme. Okay. Thank you, Cosmic Launcher. It just showed me something. But let's open up WesTerm, which is currently opening up somewhere else. I don't know. Okay, let's just open up another terminal. As you can see, Cosmic is an alpha. So terminal, Cosmic terminal. Yes. Hello, logger. Hello. And here you can see, hello. So this is exactly how I use it all the time. If you're like debugging Apache, SE Linux stuff, I use -F all the time. Let's say you want to see everything that's been logged on the system for the last hour. Since is the option that you use. And then 1 hour ago, you can use natural language to see everything that's been happening for the last hour. Pretty cool. And then also I use this a lot today. I just want to see everything that's been happening on the system or the server for today. And another thing you can do is journalctl. And since, and then 2026, let's do July 07, just the 15th. And then you can set until and now. And you can see everything that's been happening from July 15th until now. So nice. So that kind of brings us naturally to journalctl list boots. List all my boots. And here you can see them. This is why making it persistent is important. So journalctl boot, and let's pick the current one, which is 0. And if we want to pick, let's do that again. Oh no, let's not do that. Hello, list boots. This one was also today. Let's do an older one. Journalctl boot -12. That will be this one. And you can see July 11th, everything was happening. Everything was happening on the machine. Yes, I should get something to drink. Now you might say, Linux Ninja, thank you, but no thanks. This is too much information overload. I don't care about all of this. How can I, filter out the noise and just see what's important? Now you're thinking like I am. So P3 stands for priority level 3 and above. So you have 8 different, levels of noise. So P3 is burnt into my mind because it stands for error. So everything error and above. So you have emergency, critical, alert, and then error. I'm going by memory, so don't scream at me. I might be off. But let's say we want to see errors and above. Here you can see everything that's above. If you just want to see errors, you have to do it like this. I know, super intuitive. Now we're just seeing errors. Let's say we want to see level 0, which is emergency or critical. I can't remember. No entries. 1. Let's see if we have something that's an emergency or critical. None. So alert. Yes, we have something. Cosmic comp. Dump the core. So that's how the cookie crumbles with the priority levels. I use that all the time. So highly recommend it. Do it. Now we want to mix and match stuff because we are becoming super ninjas of the terminal. And so priority level 3, errors and above, but just since the last boot. You can do that as well. So you don't see like old stuff. Now, that's how we mix and match things. You can also do journalctl numbers. And let's say you want to see the last 20 lines. You can do that as well. That is kind of nice. I just remembered something. Journalctl, and remember at the beginning I said E because I'm so used to doing XE, unit, so cron D. Yes, D. What you can do, instead of E for the end, you can do R for reverse. And so you get the newest on top. That is kind of cool. I never used that, but I remembered that it does exist, but I'm just so used to having the newest at the bottom. I don't know. I'm a creature of habit. There are really so many options. I'm just showing you the ones that I often use. So boot K shows only the kernel messages from the current boot. And I sometimes use this when I'm figuring out drivers, SCSI stuff, or my own NVIDIA card. So -K is for all the kernel messages. One more thing before we call it quits today. I know you want to spend more time with me. Who doesn't? Disk usage. My journal is only using 254 megs, which is not a lot. But if you're taking care of a server, these things can balloon way up there. So journalctl vacuum size 500 megs. So this would delete everything that's old until it reaches 500 megs. If you're not comfortable with that, you can use date as, no, not date. What is it called? Time. And then 2 weeks. Because then you know, okay, I'm going to keep everything that's 2 weeks old. And sometimes it doesn't even shrink at all because it's just you set a max size for the journal and it's full in 1 week. So just so you know, but you might have rules and regulations that say on the server you can only have journals that are X old. This would do that, but only a one-time thing. So remember at the beginning, let's go back to the beginning. When I told about journalctl.conf, it usually is an etc system D, journal D, all these Ds. And so there you would set the size parameter or the time parameter. These fixes are a one-time thing, which you often do on a server when you need some space, you need to clean up. But now you know, you're on your way to becoming a Linux Ninja server administrator. Anyways, I think that's enough for today, to be honest. I spilled the beans. This is the stuff that I use most often when I'm working with Journal D. So I really appreciate you. Click and subscribe, of course, and to support the channel. It's free. It is free. And it really helps me out. Keeps me motivated to crank out videos if I see that people are subscribing. And so until next time, peace out.